Well, good evening and welcome to the Free State Stadium. We are in Bloemfontein as tonight's Nedbank Cup round of 16 tie continues. Bloemfontein Celtic host Richards Bay in this Nedbank Cup round of 16 tie without any crowd support effectively in this venue. How sad it is. That said, let's talk about the football at hand. Long-range effort on the cards here, a decent-looking strike as well, just not enough bend of the laces of Gumede. Trying to strike that ball towards Tinyem's goal, but body language of Tinyem just suggested that ball was going well wide.
Paseka was loaned out also to Stellenbosch, but unfortunately his contract ran out at Bidvest. They didn't renew.
Now, long-range effort could be on the cards here. Mawasa with an opportunity early on and gets underneath it. A rare opportunity, having broken away from the defence that's marshalled in, gets the shot in, but it fails to hit the target.
It's Dlamini who always drives in, coming from an inverted position, but for Mabasa, he should have done better.
Delivery out wide. The Rotsos look to go forward as well. Only Litlabika is back marking Ngubo, and the problem here is if Richards Bay win it back as they do here. Needing to drop back. Ngubo's with the chase, but Tinyem has come charging out of his area, and instead of clearing that ball out, he's gone and missed it. Ngubo, in the end, it's a rather risky situation that's been tidied up by Litlabika, but good pressure from Richards Bay. Ngubo.
Good run by Ngubo, but as for Tinyem, he needs to clear his line.
Long range here, and a stunning effort from Dlamini from a long way out that oh so nearly could have finished top corner, just a little off target. It's a snapshot.
It was a good effort, but if you look at the 10, you marvel that 10. But the shot, it couldn't hit the target. Imagine had it hit the target. It was going to be a wonderful goal, taking out with the 10 and able. That's Dlamini for you, operating from the half spaces.
Long range. And again, trying their luck, showing great ambition and impetus. The industriousness is not always there, but the ambition to succeed is.
You need that international experience to up your game, because once you compete with the best, you also become the best.
Lovely chance for Celtic here, cut back, Mabasa, space, chance and buried. Bloemfontein Celtic hit the front 20 minutes into the second half. And eventually it has come, it's their first shot on target, it's come after the hour mark. And finally they hit the front, and maybe, just maybe, they've ended this game. And Mawasa with a lovely turn. Once the space was there, it was inviting. Banjwa didn't have much she could do about that, and Mawasa punishes Richards Bay FC. Lovely chance for two here, it comes off the body of Bernard, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty. The chance of a second is apparent.
Ref Tinyane, he knew from that angle the hand of Junaid. He was on the floor, and unfortunately he had to do what it takes.
And the captain decides he wants to step up and become a goal scorer. Who's a successful penalty converter and penalty shootout, stares down his opposition number and denied. Could score from open play. Well, there's stories happening in Bloemfontein. A chance to convert, skies his efforts.
Poor penalty from Tinyem, and the rebounds. It was unfortunate.
Now Mashkinya looking to lay it off for Palane. Going to strike from range here, and Sam is taken out. And depending on how Philip Tinyane saw this call, there's going to be a card, undoubtedly. For me, that's a red.
Absolutely, it's a red. If it's a double-footed challenge from him, lunging on Sam's shin.
There it is. It's not surprising. He protests his innocence, but I think that's all-round good work from the match officials. Good communication as well. And they went to goal down in the second half, and now they've gone a player down. It's on it. Love ball back towards Mashikinya, looks to set it up for a second. Alatia Mabena tries to chip the keeper, but good keeping from the youngster. He's only 20, only turns 21 next month, does Andile Banjwa. It was a hard-fought game. Ultimately, though, it's Bloemfontein Celtic who advance, courtesy of Tegovato Mabasa's 9th goal of the season, his first cup goal. Celtic advanced to the last stage.
Coach Siema, you're through to the next round. You don't even look like a happy man. What happened?
No, I'm happy, Rob. We are through to the next round, and this is the typical kind of the cup game matches. Always the guys, they pushed us until the last minute. You can see, yeah, they had chances. They wanted to have the breakthroughs there, and I'm not surprised that this man just left here, got man of the match. He was outstanding, and that is why we said we brought him. Some changes were deliberate because we knew what he could bring to the team. So I'm happy that we are next to the next round, Rob.
I mean, what did that first 45-minute performance say to you? I was saying to him that you guys didn't have any shot on target. It would have been worrying, especially because they're normally a second half team that ups their game.
Of course, Rob. At halftime, you know, if it's the team that you don't know much about them, we have only seen them playing maybe one game, and then we're still trying to figure them out. And of course, you could see that we had to now be cautious because first half, you are right, we didn't have shots at goal, but we are not even pressing them high because we wanted to check. And then you could see that on our right-hand side, this number 7 was coming, and the second set they could see was orchestrating everything. 22 there up front. So we're still trying to figure them out. And then once we knew that we have seen what they can do, that is why we see the changes that we're bringing them. And then, but credit must go to them. They pushed us to the last minute, Rob, and we are happy that we are through to the second round. That is the cup game. They are like this, Rob.
It could have been more goals, though, surely.
Rob, it's one of those things. The cup games, as long as we have scored and then we did not concede. This is a story of every weekend. Sometimes you score 3 this week, the next week you don't score, you miss a lot, and then you score 1 here and there. I think it's a thing that we are working on. I don't think it's only the problem with us at Celtic only, but yeah, it should have been more. And the guys, if they can just have that composure job around the box there, we could have scored a lot of goals. Also there, they had some chances. Had they just relaxed a bit, second, a little bit of cooling down a bit. But yeah, it's a problem for every team, I think, of goals. People are rushing when they are in the right places, but we'll work on it, Rob. It's not in the drawing board, it's back to training where we can fix it, Rob.
All right, just finally, is Patrick Tinyabi your designated penalty taker?
Everyone, Rob, in our team can play. In our team talk today, the guy felt good. I normally ask after our team talk, during the match, who's going to take the first penalty during the game match? And Patrick was the first one to raise the hand. There were about 4 guys that were in. So Pat went there, we supported him, he missed. Kema Basa, Nedbank Bethlehem, he missed also. He also felt that time. But we are practicing them, Rob, and it's one of those things. So we are happy he's learning. I'm sure that next time for him to cross that halfway, you'll think twice.
But let's firstly talk about that 90 minutes though, Coach. What is your impression overall?
I felt we could have done better, man. I don't think we were on top of our game. I've seen all my players play better than this game today. And then halftime we went in and we spoke about that diagonal ball. They were threatening down the left side, and I felt we dealt with it to a certain extent. And then it was one moment of lapse of concentration. Pulled the centre back outside because there was no cover on the full back, and they found a space in the box, and it was curtains for us at that moment. Good goal.
But you would have been on the ascendancy going into the halftime break. I mentioned to Coach you were up on the shots on target with 1. You were up on the ball possession stakes as well. So all indicators were you should have and could have had a goal by the time you went into the dressing room.
Yeah. Look, I think that's the difference between the NFD and the PSL. I think it's a bit more the place in terms of quality. The decision making as well. I think the PSL teams have a bit more buzz, and obviously will have the better quality. Even in the second half, I think there was one or two instances where we were 3v3, 2v3 in attack, and it boils down to decision making at that stage. And we were let down in certain moments, and I think they could have been punished even before they scored.
You had the triangular game all worked out. It worked towards the end of the first half. You saw very little of that in the second half, and every time it happened, you were effective. Did you discontinue that?
No, we continue with that. All we fixed was, like I said, the threatening on the left side. We wanted to stop that, but we wanted to continue playing our normal game. I think my midfield's legs were gone, and we failed to keep the distance or support the front three a bit better. So hence the reason the spaces became too big for my guys, and they played through us. And once the turnover happened, in our attack, we were all over the show, and there was so much space for Polani and to spray their passes left and right, and that's what pushed us back more and more in the game.